Hey, let's continue with our lesson on fractions. And we are moving right along. Chapter 9, Lesson 5, page 533 in your Volume 2 GoMath books. And you'll see that that topic is to compare and order fractions. And so I can use visual fraction models and strategies to compare and order fractions with the same numerator or the same denominator. All right, so we're going to use some of these strategies that we have learned in previous examples and see if we can't put more than a couple of fractions in order from least to greatest. So let's take a look here at this first one. Sierra, Tad, and Dale ride their bikes to school. Sierra rides 3/4 of a mile, Tad rides 3/8 of a mile, and Dale rides 3/6 of a mile. Compare and order the distances from least to greatest. So let's take a closer look here. And let's see, circle the fractions you need to use. So we have 3/4, 3/8, and 3/6. Underline the sentence that tells you what you need to do. And that sentence is this one. Compare and order the distances from least to greatest. So what we can do is order the fractions with the same numerator. Okay, and what we've done right here, so let's see, 3/6, 3/4, 3/8. All right, so the top number is the one that is the same. So we have our standard of 1 right here. And then we have our fourths, and we've divided them equally into fourths. We've divided them into eighths equally and into sixths. So we're going to shade 1 unit fraction for each of the fraction strips. So Sierra was 3/4 right here. Get that filled in. And Tad was 3/8. Get that one filled in. And 3/6. And let's see, we'll go with what color here shall we go with? How about orange? Right there. Okay, so now we've got them colored in. All right, shade 1 unit strip for each one. Blank is the longest, blank is the shortest. So let's go ahead. The longest one, all right, that goes out the furthest is the 3/4. All right, so 3/4. And the shortest, well, we'll back that up, okay? And let's zoom in here just a little bit more. Got to make sure that we pay attention to one key word here. All right, and that is the unit fraction. Okay, so 1/4, 1/8, 1/6. All right, and we shaded 1 unit fraction for each fraction strip. So which one is the longest? Okay, well that is the 4th. So 1/4 is the longest unit fraction. 1/8 is the smallest unit fraction. And we can even go back to our example right here. All right, when we are looking at, for example, 1/4 right here and 1/8 right here. All right, which one is further on down the number line? Well, 1/4 is. And that's where this sheet will also become very helpful to you with these examples. All right. So shade one more unit fraction for each of the fraction strips. Got a little ahead of ourselves on this one. So are the shaded fourths still the longest? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Yes, they are. Are the shaded eighths still the shortest? Yes. Yes, they are. Okay, so because we had the same, we had 3/4, 3/8, and 3/6. All right, we are looking for which unit fraction was the longest and which one was the shortest. Then everything should fall right into place. Okay, so we continued shading the fraction strips so that there's 3 unit fractions. Are the shaded fourths still the longest? Yes, yes they are. Are the shaded eighths still the shortest? Yes, yes they are. So 3/4 of a mile is the longest distance, and so 3/4 is the longest, and 3/8 is the shortest. So we're going to go from shortest, so 3/8, 3/6, and then 3/4. All right. And if we come back up here and kind of do this in the steps or the manner that they were wanting us to do. Okay. Here we've got 1/4. Here's 1/8. And here is 1/6. Okay, so which one is the longer one? Which one is further out? Well, it's 1/4. All right, if I draw a line, kind of comparing them. All right, which one is out there the furthest? Well, it's 1/4. Which one is the shortest? It's 1/8. All right, so reason would tell us that if 1/4 is the longest, all right, and 1/8 is the shortest, if we add one more of each, we're still going to come up with our same conclusion. All right. So I added one of each. That doesn't change. 1/4 is still the winner out there, and 1/8 is still the smallest. And so if we go ahead and take out and add another, so remember the same numerators. Add another, and then add another. That is how we can look at that when we have the same numerator, the same top number. Okay? All right, let's move to the next example here. So what we're going to do here, we're going to order 2/6, 2/3, and 2/4 from greatest to least. So if we look at one, or this example right here, 2/6, we want the unit fraction. So it's going to be 1/6. The unit fraction for 2/3 is 1/3. Remember, a unit fraction is 1 over whatever it is it's being divided into. And then 1/4. So as we are looking at these right here, which one is going to be the longest, which one's going to be the shortest, and which one is in between? Well, remember, when we have the denominators, the more that we divide something, the higher that number, the more that we're dividing it, the smaller it gets. Okay? If I have $1 million and I'm going to split it among 6 people, am I going to get as much money as if I split it between 3 people or 4 people? So remember, this kind of has that backwards relationship here. So 1/6 is the shortest distance. 1/3 is the longest distance. And because of that, we know which one is the in between. Okay? But don't take my word for it. We can go and look at 1/6 as a unit fraction here. All right, so here is 1/6. Here is 1/3, and then 1/4. All right, so our 1/3 is out there the longest, and our 1/6 is back here. Let's move to the rest of this question here. When the numerators are the same, so 2, 2, and 2, think about the size of the pieces to compare and order fractions. All right, so this is the shortest, that's the longest, and then 1/4 is the one that's in between. So from greatest to least is going to be 2/3. And then 2/4. And then finally 2/6. All right. Now let's take a look at this one, and this one's a whole lot easier. All right, so we started with the hard one, and then we're going to get to this easy one right here. Okay, order fractions with the same denominator. I remember with the same denominator that really all that we're doing is ignoring the denominator and looking at the numerator, the top number. All right, so shade fraction strips to order 5/8, 8/8, and 3/8. So we'll go ahead and get 5/8 right here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. Get that one filled in. And then get 8/8. Ooh, this one's a tricky one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8/8 is the same thing as 1 whole. And then we're going to shade in 3/8. 1, 2, 3. Get that one filled in. All right, when the denominators are the same size, the sizes of the pieces is the same. So think about the number of pieces to compare and order the fractions. So which one is the shortest? Well, before we even get into this, I'm going to go back and show you. Remember when we were looking at some of these examples and I said if the denominators, the bottom numbers are the same, I mean, all we're doing is just looking at the top numbers. So now we are back to, all right, which one is the shortest or which one is the least? Well, that's 3. All right, and which one is the longest or which one is more? That's 8. And the one in between is 5. Now we need to make sure that we go through and show that those were fractions. So 3 over 8, 8 over 8, 5 over 8. Okay, so we'll get those fractions put in. Let's see if I can't get these typed to maybe be a little bit better here. 3/8, 5/8, and 8/8. So there's that fraction right there, and that fraction, and finally that one right there. All right. Let's go ahead and stop this video. You will go ahead and do the show and share portion and then get ready to watch the next video and see how you did. Good luck.